Hello, you've caught me and Nathan and Dave thinking about regret.
I regret laughing at that miracle hair grow salesman on the phone 6 years ago. Dave regrets mistakenly ordering the ladies' version of this Foxhound t-shirt. And Nathan regrets only staying up until 5 AM on Destiny last night, when he could easily have squeezed in one more strike.
The one regret we all share, however, is that there are some fantastic games buried away in our drawers that are still unfinished, hidden away with all the other things we're too ashamed to have on display. So this week's Friday feature then is 7 video games we failed to finish and still feel guilty about.
Dave is first up, a man renowned for stubbornly ploughing his way to the end of everything, be it games, movies or TV shows, even if it takes him half a decade, a habit that's forced an office policy of no talking about anything ever, in case it spoils something for Dave.
I thought it was amazing that it turned out to be Mr. Orange in the end. It was the undercover cop.
One of the games Dave did fail to finish, however, was Shadow of the Colossus, apparently because he couldn't handle the sad puppy dog eyes of the titular colossi as he turned their lights out one by one with 3 feet of naked steel.
To be fair, I understand where Dave is coming from. Shadow of the Colossus is one of those rare games that forces you to question the morality of your actions as you casually murder 16 majestic creatures at the behest of a formless lunatic. Dave struggled emotionally with the game for a long time before eventually he got to Colossus number 6, the death of which he took pretty hard. He gives them all names, which makes it even more traumatic for him. In a selfless act of animal conservation, sacrificing his own enjoyment, Dave elected to keep the other 10 colossi alive and return the game to his shelf forever.
Next up, we've got a game I failed to finish, and the shame is only made worse by the fact Nathan and Dave both got to the end of it.
We're talking Bloodborne, a sublimely atmospheric action-adventure from the mind of Hidetaka Dark Souls Miyazaki. And like Dark Souls, I absolutely loved Bloodborne. It's one of my favourite games of this generation so far. And like Dark Souls, I still haven't finished it. But unlike Dark Souls, the reason is not that it forced me to gnaw through half a DualShock in frustration.
I didn't actually get stuck in Bloodborne. I mean, yes, I had to fight Father Gascoigne about 8 times, but who didn't? What happened was, and this is a weird problem I've always had, I started to get scared by my own success.
I wasn't dying, I was actually doing quite well, nailing counter-shot timings and climbing ladders and standing still against a moody sky looking really cool. I even got all the way to Old Yarnum.
All the way.
Where I met a nice man on a tower who shot me a friendly warning and said, "You can't come through here."
Well, okay then. I mean, I've thoroughly enjoyed my time with Bloodborne. My hunter is still alive. This seems like a nice enough place. Maybe this is just where I live from now on.
Yes, lovely. This truly could be the start of something special.
You're starting something special as well, are you? What? A Patreon for a podcast? You're a mute badger, you've got nothing to say. What, people are always commenting about how they want you to have your own shit. Well, go on then, do it then, actually, do it. Make a Delsin Rodent podcast, no one is going to care. Ever since you got nominated for that bloody Golden Joystick Award, you've been getting way too big for your boots.
Next up, we've got Nathan with Dying Light, a game he found himself ploughing tens of hours into earlier this year as he lost himself to the Moorish delights of staving zombies' heads in while parkouring over abandoned cars. In fact, Nathan loved Dying Light so much, he even learned how to edit so he could make a series of videos on the game.
Dave, how do you open Premiere?
So why didn't he finish the game then? Well, there are 2 reasons. One, this bridge. And that's it, actually, it's just the one reason.
Nathan got so obsessed with this bridge and unconventionally climbing up the side of it, that's where he spent his every waking hour of Dying Light. The view from the top is amazing, as is kicking zombies off the side, and now if you go up there, there's every chance you'll see Nathan's character, fortified at the top, crafting weapons and killing the undead, and definitely not ever leaving and carrying on with the actual story, the massive idiot.
Getting caught caught up in exploration and absorbed into the evocative world of a video game and forgetting all about the story is commonplace with sandbox titles, and that's sort of the reason Dave never finished the 4th entry on our list, although I don't think he was looking at the sunset in GTA 5 so much as
going on a big orange NPC murder binge complete with rocket launcher, stolen police cars, and lots and lots and lots of first-person punching. This is what Dave always does with Grand Theft Auto games. He gets to a point where he's far enough through that he's got access to some of the juicier weapons, and then just runs about using them on everyone and everything. Look at him, that's not the face of someone planning a complex story heist, is it? No, that's the face of someone who shot a man from a helicopter and watched as his ragdoll soon-to-be corpse plummets towards the sun-baked Californian concrete.
And, lest we forget, also the face of someone who cried at Shadow of the Colossus.
There are times, however, when our failure to finish a game can be blamed on nothing other than a shameful lack of skill, mixed with an unwillingness to persevere. Deus Ex Human Revolution is in my personal top 10 PS3 games, which is quite some feat, seeing as how I've never actually seen the ending. Why? Because I never got past Namir, or the Snake as he's otherwise known.
There was something about this boss fight that just broke me. It was difficult, yet didn't seem impossible, although after 4 failed attempts I just never went back to it.
It wasn't intentional. In fact, for months I was determined I'd go back to Human Revolution and smash Namir's stupid face in, but every time I went near the game, something in my brain just went no, and I'd think up any excuse not to have to face him.
Is there washing up to do, is there?
Yeah. Oh, no. Maybe it was Jensen's augmentation failures that made everything look like it was being broadcast on a CRT through Channel 5 in the 90s. Maybe it was the fact I'm a wretched loser and couldn't stand the thought of being pummeled every time I loaded up the game. For whatever reason, Deus Ex Human Revolution remains on my shelf to this day. Beautiful, brilliant, unfinished.
Oh, what now? What is this? Well, you have finished the pilot episode of your podcast. Your links are getting really tenuous, aren't they? Dave, are we all right to put this on?
Yeah.
Should be interesting, shouldn't it?
Batcha! Batcha! It's the Delsin Roden podcast with your host, Golden Joystick Award nominee, Delsin Roden.
Right, let's crack on with another one of Nathan's. You may remember, if you watch our Monday regular access granted, that Nath had a bit of a boo-boo with Dave and mine's PES 2015 Master League save. And by boo-boo I mean he unwittingly deleted it. Well, justice was swift, because in the same idiot motion Nathan also deleted his very own The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt save, and he was about 30 hours in. So yes, Nathan never finished The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, or should I say he can't bring himself to start it once more now he's got to do that botchling quest all over again.
Last entry then, and it's another of Dave's. Alien Isolation.
What? I finished Alien Isolation.
Oh Dave, you probably know about his predilection for not really enjoying horror games all that much, so when Alien Isolation came out and we forced him to let's play it, we nearly killed him. The mental scarring was such he had to undergo an intense memory alteration procedure to remove all knowledge of H.R. Geiger's predatory ET from his mind. It worked, and now Dave thinks Alien Isolation is a 1-hour exploration of a nice looking spaceship interior.
Amazing game. Amazing game. It's just like walking around inside the first movie. It just looks so authentic.
What did you think of the alien, though?
Alien? There's no alien in it. It's just called Alien because of the aesthetic of the first movie is. There's no alien in it. I did finish the game.
So there we go, 6 video games we failed to finish and still feel bad about, plus one that Dave absolutely did finish. Let us know about your guilty game failures in the comments below, press the like button because it helps Dave forget, and subscribe for more lists of things every Friday. See you next week.